If I touch this, will I electrocute myself?
Bzzz.
Will I?
No.
Okay. Greetings, my friends. My name is Olivia, but you probably already knew that because you clicked on this video. We're in our bedroom right now in our new house, and as you can see, it's a little bland. We haven't really done much to this space since we moved in, except for replaced the carpet, painted the walls, scraped the popcorn texture stuff off of the ceiling, and actually that's it. Our goal in here is just kind of spruce up this space, make it a little cozier, a little warmer and more inviting, more like a bedroom should be. So I started off yesterday actually by just giving our bedding a refresh for fall, since we're heading into the fall season, which I love. Got rid of some of the all white because I'm just kind of over the all white look in a bedroom. So I'll walk you guys through the plan of what else we're gonna do to make this space a little bedroom oasis. First thing, we're actually going to be painting the ceiling. I'm not gonna reveal too much just yet about that. It'll come a little later on, but we are gonna be painting the ceiling. We also are gonna do a fun nickel gap feature on this back wall where our bed is. So Zach is actually gonna start working on that today. And then we also are just gonna do some more basic things like paint the trim, put up curtains, style this area, actually get some hardware for our dresser. Also, we're gonna get Zach a nightstand because he doesn't have one of those yet. So Zach's gonna start to work on the back wall here, and I am going to go just look at some options for lighting for the back wall. So let's get this show on the road.
All right, so we've got everything cleared out of here. Well, kind of, it's all over there. And we've marked up the wall because we need to decide what height we want to put our sconces at. So we've got the width of the bed marked here and the height of our nightstands.
Smart.
And I marked where the studs are so we know where we can't put the lights. So let's see what we can do. We'll put it right here, right around 30 inches in, and then the bottom of it will be right there, so it'll be
like a confusing math project to me.
something like right around there.
Great.
All right.
On to the next. I'm looking at sconces online right now. I just googled lampshade sconce because I really like this look with the lampshades. So I'm seeing what we see. This is really cute. I like that. Zach kind of gave me free range here, so I'm gonna see what I see. All right, I ordered these from Amazon actually. I really like the linen lampshade, so they should be here tomorrow. All right, so while I've been literally just scrolling through lights on Amazon, Zach has been doing actual work, and wow, the sconces, I didn't even really realize this. This is where they're gonna be. It seems high right now. I don't know why. It seems high, but hopefully once the nightstands are here, it'll make more sense. So this is not the board we're putting up. We're putting up like a nickel gap situation on here, but this is just a board for it to adhere to. So that's what this is, but I'm just staring at this because it's weird to see the room with this dark wall since we've only ever had white walls. And I don't know, do I like it? Like a dark wall? Do I hate it? It's kind of moody. I don't know. It's kind of cozy. Stay tuned. All right, you guys. First, I'm wearing fall clothes because I just did a shoot. it is still 90 degrees outside. I'm not crazy. But Zach finished the nickel gap on the wall, and I think it looks so good. Now it's white again, so now I'm not sure. Do I like the white? Do I like having a dark color? I don't know, but we need to figure it out because we need to go to the store and get paint if I do want to paint it darker. If it's white, we already have paint for that. But the sconces just came, so I'm gonna get those and see what those look like, and maybe that'll help us influence our paint decision as well. So let's get those up here. Oh, I hate styrofoam. Oh gosh, I hate it. Okay. This actually looks way more like, this looks way more vintage brass than I thought it was going to, so that's good. And then this is the base. So it's like this on the wall. That actually, like the color of this looks so much more realistic than I was expecting, considering these were like $20 on Amazon. And then the linen lampshade. Let's see. So, if I touch this, will I electrocute myself?
Bzzz.
Will I?
No.
Okay.
Bzzz.
Stop. Okay. So it would look something like this, which I think the color looks amazing. It looks really good up against the white. Like, it just contrasts so well. But I'm afraid this is like really high. Like, since this kind of like curves and goes up, I have to think about it. All right, everything is white now, and I know I didn't like take a risk and go with a moody color for the back wall, but I feel like just with this house, like it just needed freshness, and I feel like white is the easiest way to just give it that fresh feeling. So we went with the white, which is the same as like the rest of the walls. It's Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams, a classic. And then we ended up installing the sconces. They do still feel a little high, but I'll see what they look like once we have like the nightstands and the bed and everything back in place. Wow. Fancy. Okay, Zach, what's next?
All right, so we've got all the crown molding up. It's painted, it's ready. We've got some baseboard work that we still need to do along this wall and on that wall. And the most important thing, we're going to paint the ceiling. So this used to be a popcorn ceiling. We scraped it all off. Yeah, disgusting. The whole house was popcorn. So we scraped it off, painted a primer over it, and now we're going to be using some Portola paint, which is super fun. We've used it at our old house before, and we're gonna put that on. It should make it nice and smooth because painting without texturing is not the best finished look, but with the Portola, it kind of gives it a cool Roman clay sort of feeling. So we're gonna see how that looks, and hopefully we'll like it. We went with the color Patagonia, which should match him pretty well. If you look at the color.
Ooh.
Wow, a nice beige. What a surprise.
Okay, so Portola Paints is like a lime wash, Roman clay sort of company. So the way that the paint goes on is very different. You'll see how Zach is applying it. You kind of put it on in like 2 layers. So he'll do 1 layer, let it dry completely, and then do the 2nd layer. But I'm hoping this looks good. I've never gone with a ceiling color that's anything other than white before. So this is me stepping out of my comfort zone with a slightly beige ceiling. Yeah, let's see how it looks. Alrighty, you guys, I think we're done, which is super exciting. As you can see, it just feels like bright and fresh and not super aged anymore, which is really exciting. I mean, I do like things that are aged, but this house, this room was not a good kind of aged. It like wasn't aged enough to be cool, if you guys know what I mean. But I guess I'm just gonna walk you guys through like what we did. So first off, new carpets, check. Second, we painted the walls. I think I mentioned before, this is Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams. And then put up the nickel gap shiplap, painted that Alabaster as well. Put up some sconces from Amazon, which was super cool that we were able to do that because Zach figured out how to put them in the wall. Very cool stuff. And then we, well, I say we, but really Zach painted the ceiling in the Portola paints, like Roman clay paint, and it was the Patagonia color. I think it turned out so cool, and I'm excited to just like lay in bed and look up at it at night. And then we added crown molding to kind of just have a little bit of separation between the wall and the like cool paint detail. And then we got this light, which was like one of the first things we got. It's from Home Depot, and I'll be sure to link everything that I can in the description for you guys. But that is what we did to freshen up this bedroom, and I'm super excited to style it. But first, we're actually gonna sit down and walk you guys through like what we spent on everything and why and all the costs. We're gonna break everything down because I know that's really interesting for people to see. So let's do that. All right, we are sitting down to chat numbers with you guys. This is something that I don't think we've ever actually done before, but over on Instagram, it's something that you guys said you were interested in. So I figured this would be a good place to sort of just lay it all out. So
yeah,
the room feels so fresh.
Feels like a new house.
So bright. Yeah, just this room though, nothing else. It feels so fresh and bright and clean, and that comes with a cost. First of all, I'll give you guys the like before and after, just so you can see what we started with, what we have now. It might not look like a huge difference, like the walls were already white, like stuff like that, but kind of. Trust me, like it feels
like a whole
like
new room.
So different. And that is just like the power of paint and just some fresh finishes. All right, so we're gonna break down kind of what we paid just for this like aesthetic, like cosmetic part of this room, not for any like furniture or styling or anything like that. That's gonna come in a part 2 video.
Stay tuned next week.
Will, yeah, be next week. But for just a basic refresh, here's what we were working with.
So,
take it away.
I kind of want to break it down into 2 parts. When we moved into the house, we bought new carpet for the whole upstairs. We bought all of our paint for the whole house at once. So we don't have costs specific to this project for that. But give or take, we paid about, let's see, $675 for carpet and about $150 for paint on this room. So the total would be $825 for those kind of like before we started this project costs.
And that's literally just for paint and carpet.
Yeah, so that was definitely a big cost, but new carpets, fresh paint makes a huge difference. I'm very glad we did it.
Yeah, me too. Because I could not if we didn't. I can't. All right, so I guess let's break down all of the like trim sort of things that we did. And Zach has it pulled up on his phone, so.
Yeah, so for this project, kind of just an overview, we did this feature wall back here. We put in the sconces, we put crown molding up, and then we put a special paint on the ceiling. We also had to replace some baseboards, so
and we got this new light.
Yeah, we got this light, which was really pretty. Way better than the ugly old ceiling fan we used to have. So the costs just for this wall, we paid $110 for the backer board that everything attached to, about $360 for all of the individual wood for it.
This is the first time I'm hearing this too, so.
Yeah, so this is a surprise for everybody. We paid $15 for electrical boxes, $77.91 for both of the sconces, and for like just wall plates, we put new receptacles in the whole room, that sort of just kind of brightening it up. That was about $100 as well. So we've got all those costs totaled here for you.
I'm taking the phone. I'm looking at the numbers. Okay, so Zach actually had the initial idea to do something like special on the ceiling in here because it's kind of a unique ceiling with the inset tray, and We've just never taken a risk before on a ceiling. So
always just been boring.
Yeah, but we do have some more ceiling
We've got some more ceiling ideas for sure.
That'll come a little later. But for this project specifically, for all the crown molding that we put around the walls, it was $228.28.
Crown molding is not cheap.
For the special paint for the ceiling, which is like a textured Roman clay, I shared that with you guys a little earlier in the video, it was $200.52.
But we do have some left over that we're trying to figure out what kind of fun projects we can do with it.
We replaced our air vents, which is like really like a silly thing that probably most people wouldn't need to do, but our house is a little old and it was sitting.
They were rusted
for a while, so we had to get new ones. That was $33.56. And then this beautiful light fixture that I think we got it, was it Home Depot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much I've just been going through all the Home Depot receipts today.
It was $186.56. So we're getting up there. And this isn't even for the fun part. This isn't even the styling part yet.
This is just to get the room to feel like it wasn't built in the 90s. All right, so the last section we've got is just kind of like general cost that kind of went into all the different parts of the room. So the baseboards, we had some that we had to replace on this back wall because we obviously put new paneling up, so it kind of changed the dimensions of them. We spent $23.97 on that.
So baseboards are $23, but crown molding's $200.
Well, we only had to buy one little piece of baseboard to replace, so it wasn't quite as much wood. Paint brushes and rollers, we spent $44 on that. Sanding pads, joint compound, caulking, we spent another $80-ish on that. So, do you want to read off the total cost just for this renovation?
For just the renovation of this bedroom. Literally not even including furniture. Drum roll, please. We spent $1,518.79. So $1,500 plus the $825 from doing like the paint and the carpet that we did when we first moved in, for a grand total of $2,343.79.
Not too bad.
Depending on how you're looking at things. So I hope that at least gives you guys like an estimate of kind of what goes into refreshing a space like this. And I mean, I'm sure there's ways you can do it for less. Like we didn't have to do special paint on the ceiling or crown molding or even like the fun like shiplap boards on the wall. Like you can obviously just paint a room, which costs like $100, and that would make a huge difference. But we really had to bring this room and honestly this whole house into like
this century.
We've lived in this house for 3 months now, and this is the first room that we're actually completing because it takes like a lot of time to plan and stuff like that. So definitely don't be discouraged if you're like, whoa, I definitely can't afford that. Cause I mean, this was our one and only room project for like, right now, I gotta do one at a time.
And I think one more thing to put into perspective, we got a quote just to have somebody come and paint this room and scrape off the ugly popcorn ceiling texture. And it was almost the price of everything that we already spent. So just to do the paint, it was almost $2,500, so.
Yeah, which is crazy. So you can definitely save a lot of money by doing things yourself. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort from the husband, and a lot of patience, just because like we haven't been able to like sleep in this room and everything's really like dirty and dusty, or at least it was.
It was, it's not now, I vacuumed.
He did. But I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed like seeing what this process looks like for us, because we do this all the time. Like we're constantly just refreshing spaces in our house or our like Airbnb and stuff like that. So I hope this was fun. If you want to see more videos like this where we kind of break down what we spent on what and why and stuff like that, definitely let us know. And I'm really excited to style this room. I think that's about it, unless there's anything else you want to add.
Comment down below what your most unexpected price was. What do you think was really cheap? What do you think was really expensive? Let us know.
Well, mine was the crown molding. I didn't know it was $200. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you really soon. Probably, maybe, hopefully.